Hi guys, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Sunday, the 17th of January 2021. Thanks for joining me. I want to use the Art of Life Tarot for this reading. Let's see what's coming up for you and what the cards want to share. So I'm just going to shuffle these cards a few times and see what they want to say about Sunday. So first card is in here. We've got the Ace of Swords. So a good idea comes your way. The Knight of Cups, emotional uncertainty, and finally we've got the Hermit, solitude and revelation and insight. Wow, so with the Ace of Swords and the Hermit, you really have an amazing day in terms of inspiration and understanding, and something really opens up for you. And you get loads of new ideas coming in. So really pay attention to that. Your ideas are what's going to serve you today, and they are what's going to make you successful. So that gives you a lot of control over your circumstances. If you come up with something brilliant or something that fills you with enthusiasm, it's really important to do something about it, because this is a gift from the universe. It's a blessing. It's an idea that's really going to take you places. So here we've got Breezing Up by Winslow Homer, and we can see a journey here. We've got all these people in a boat. The wind is blowing and they're cruising along. They're really moving ahead. And that's what this idea is going to enable you to do. The Ace of Swords is about inspiration. Swords has to do with the element of air. It's a masculine element. So it's your ability to decide, your perspective on things, what you think is right or wrong, and what you really want to innovate. So with this coming in, you really get a wonderful idea which can take you in lots of different directions. It's really down to you which direction you're going to go in. What's guaranteed is progress. So as long as you act on something that's happening for you internally, you're really going to go far on this day. So we've got the quote here, "I am not afraid of storms, for I am learning to sail my ship." So that's interesting, because I don't really feel that there's a huge amount of conflict in terms of what's going on in your life today. What may be somewhat conflicting is the amount of ideas that you've got. So you may be full of imagination and you may have lots of things going on that you want to make a decision about. What I think is important is to keep things simple and to focus on one thing at a time, rather than trying to solve all of your life problems in 1 second. One thing after the other is going to work most effectively. And with this quote here, if you've got all of these ideas, look at the ones that motivate you and the ones that fill you with enthusiasm, not the ones that fill you with dread and urgency and like you have to jump and do something about them immediately, otherwise something dreadful is going to happen. Focus on the good stuff that gives you a sense of adventure and like you can move forward, and then trust if you put those ideas into practice, you're really going to go far. And also realize that regardless of what's going on in terms of your feelings, whether certain things make you feel insecure or a little bit unsettled, it's important to keep on going, to keep sailing your ship, regardless of what the weather is like. Next, we've got the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is someone who is excessive in his feelings. Sometimes he's so romantic that he just bombards someone with flowers and little poems. And other times when he's expected to show up, he's nowhere to be found. So he's inconsistent, he's unreliable, and the emotional side of things really governs his being, and he can't make good decisions because he's so self-involved with what he's feeling that you never know what he's going to be like from one day to the next. So he's unpredictable. We've got the Lovers here, and the quote is, "There's nothing half so sweet in life as love's young dream." So we've got this illusion, we've got a dream of what could be, and both people are projecting, and it's sweet in the moment and it's wonderful, but it's not consistent. It's not something that's permanent, because each person is living in their own little fantasy world, in their own bubble, and they're projecting that onto another person. And when things get real, the bubble bursts, and then they don't know how the other one is going to react, because they don't know each other that well and they haven't gone through difficulties. They've just had picnics and walked by the riverbank and it's all been wonderful. But when you actually need the other person, that's when you really find out who they are. So you've got all of these good ideas coupled with this emotion. It's important to rely on what you're thinking and what makes sense, and to see the emotions as something that are temporary and something that you can go through to get to a place of experience and knowledge. It's interesting that we've got a boat here, because the boat is pushed forward by the wind. So it's your ideas and your perspective on things. And we're crossing this body of water. So you're able to overcome difficult emotions and navigate your own emotional world by thinking logically and clearly. So you really see yourself for who you are, you see yourself very clearly, and you have all of these great ideas. So if you're unsure about your own kind of feelings around certain things, or if you're unsure how other people will react, but you internally have a commitment to some of your ideas and what you've decided, then really go with the ideas. They're the things that are going to move you forward. The feelings aren't going to take you anywhere. They will just kind of bounce you up and down. And this is about getting somewhere in your life. So if it's logical, or if it makes sense, or deep down in your soul you realize that this is the right decision for you, go with that. And troubling emotions, see them for what they are, as temporary things that are a little bit unreliable today. Finally, we've got the Hermit. And the Hermit, we've got solitude, watching the horizon at sunset in the hope of seeing a vessel. In the hope of seeing a vessel. Well, you're seeing a vessel. The vessel being your ideas and your ability to be decisive. So you've got everything that you're looking for today. There is kind of hope on the horizon. You see a boat coming in. I mean, this is just being prompted by these cards, but if you've ever sat at the beach and you've looked out at the horizon and there's nothing there, if you do see a boat or a ship, it's actually really exciting because it's something new that you're unaware of. So watch out for these ships sailing into your mind with fabulous new ideas. They will really inspire you and give you something to work with. We've got the quote here: "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than his own soul." So again, it's your ability to think and to know who you are and what's important to you that's going to give you a sense of contentment and peace. And it's through that peace that a wonderful idea appears out of nowhere. It's up to you whether you hop onto the boat and you go for a ride, or whether you let it sail by and you just wave as they go. The good thing to do is to really allow the boat to come in, to speak to everyone, to see what this new information is about, and then to do something with that information. The feeling side of things, like I said, is somewhat unreliable. So if you have an immediate dislike for someone, or you have a lot of doubt when it comes to a new idea, that's normal today because you're not experienced. The Knight of Cups is working his way up to becoming the King of Cups. So you're not going to be the King of Cups until you've actually walked the walk and talked the talk. So ideas are really, really the blessing of the day. You're inspired. The light bulb goes off. You really have fabulous ideas. Don't let your own feelings and your own inexperience hold you back. Think about the things that are coming in. Look at your experience and see if they have merit and value. The ideas will seem fresh and exciting and new, but look at where you've been in the past, what you've done, and if it makes you feel content and quiet, and it gives you a sense of certain direction. So if it makes you feel like, oh, this is a great idea, it feels familiar, I know this is going to take me somewhere, I'm excited, but I'm not anxious about it. There's just this natural sense that something has arrived in my mind's eye, and by doing something with this, I'm going to overcome negative feelings. So this can even be the breaking of a dynamic that's been in place for a while. So if you're no good at relationships, or you struggle in relationships, or you struggle with work or your health, and you see it a certain way, by taking a moment for yourself and letting these new ideas come in, you're really able to bring the sword down, and you're able to end that dynamic, and you're able to graduate from the place that you're in now, and you can do things differently in future. So everything we experience is based on our perspective, right? If we think everything is horrible, then we're going to experience horrible things. So, I mean, if you go out in nature and you think, oh, I hate trees, then every time a tree appears, you're going to be bothered by that. But if you go out in nature and you're like, I love the green and the sun and it's all just so gorgeous, then every corner you turn, you're just going to be amazed and you're going to marvel at some sort of natural miracle. So your experience is really down to what you bring to a situation. So this is great because if there are things in life that have been problematic and have been troubling you, look at them again today, wait for the boat to appear on the horizon, and then run with that new idea, put it into practice in that area that is a struggle, and you'll be able to really graduate and move on, transcend those issues, and that really does give you a sense of contentment and peace. Number-wise, the Hermit is 9. The court card, the Knight, is a 1, so 9 and 1 is 10, and then the Ace counts as 1 as well. So 10 and 1 is 11. 11 is the master number of service. So this is an idea that can really transform your life and make it a lot more enjoyable, and it can really bring a real quality of life into your daily experience because you're able to let go of negative beliefs and you're able to replace them with ones that work and that serve you. So have a fabulous day. If you'd like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. On the front page, just click on book your readings to order your reading. If you like this video, then give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe and share the video online. Have a wonderful Sunday and I'll speak to you tomorrow.